Boundaries was not in my vocabulary growing up. I made a video recently talking about having boundaries and how everybody deserves to have boundaries. It is not something that you have to go out into this world and earn. It is something that you decide from within what your boundaries are, and you have to hold steadfast to those. I grew up in an emotionally unavailable home with emotionally unavailable parents, and I am a byproduct of that. The only boundary I knew as a kid growing up in my parents' home was not to let anybody inappropriately touch me. Other than that, there was no boundaries. We didn't talk about that, and I didn't even know about that word. And in a world when I was post-divorce and still yet immature at 28, because I did no inner work between leaving my parents' home and going to my husband's home, and no work while I was at my husband's home. Neither one of us went to therapy. So when I got divorced, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'm not gonna lie. And as I matured and realized that I deserve to have boundaries and I need to have boundaries for my mental and emotional well-being. And once I set those boundaries, I was going to have to hold steadfast to them. There's no bodyguards involved with boundaries. There's no someone knowing what your boundaries are and, doing the work for you. There's no force field put around you once you put boundaries up. It's an imaginary thing. There's no physical sign that you have boundaries. And I have failed myself along the way of learning about boundaries, setting the boundaries, holding steadfast to the boundaries. I have slipped up and made mistakes along each way of the path. But I have to say, now that I am in a place where I feel like I'm really secure in who I am, it is not hard for me to tell people no. Period. I had to also learn that no, period, is an entire sentence on itself. Honestly, I could go on for days about this, but I'm going to shut the heck up.